Good evening, everybody. August 25th, 2021. Bitcoin has complicated matters here a bit. So we were looking really good to follow this path down here. Turn the wave degree on there. Even down to the micro within this third wave right here, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 that lined up nicely with the fib levels that should have been respected. And then we got into this region where we should have rejected for wave 4 to come down into this fifth final wave. And obviously we broke above that. So this is now done as a possibility as far as an impulse down. And I'm kind of trying to figure out how we figure out where it wants to go from here, because this action still doesn't look particularly productive to me, but we might have a little micro 5 up on the micro that I'll go over. And we did. The problem is we broke out of this line and broke back below it so many times now. Usually when that happens, it means it's not really respecting it, and doesn't necessarily mean it's going to lead to a breakout. But so anyway, here's the issue that we had. If this was the micro 1 and 2, we only reached the 1618, which is not really sufficient to call that a completed 5 waves. So that's why I can't really call that, even though it kind of looks like 1, 2, maybe here's 3, 4, and 5. It doesn't really follow the fib levels the way that it should. But for argument's sake, if it did, potentially as a diagonal move down, maybe instead of an impulsive move down, maybe that's sufficient. So that would look like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 being a complete move down, which means I get rid of this box and get rid of this box. And then we would look for rejection in order to continue to the downside. Somewhere, actually right about where we rejected, right there at the 618, is about where you'd expect it to. But with the diagonal move, it could certainly go deeper. So anywhere between the 886 really and the 0.5, maybe something like that. Turn my magnet off. So it is still possible that this is a larger move down. Whoops, not like that though. As an ABC down, like this, where this is the A, B rejects somewhere in here, and then C continues downwards. That still is possible, but it's very much unclear at this point, which is kind of the whole point of this, that I'm saying all of this, is that it has chosen not to do the easy path, unfortunately. So anyway, let me go down to the micro, like 15-minute chart, and see how this looks. So when you come down to this level, off of this low, we did get, potentially a 1 and a 2 here. And then we had our 3 on the micro, 1, 2, 3, I'd say probably extended, up there to about the 2.236, which is really quite far beyond what you'd expect for a 3, but on the micro chart sometimes that happens. 4, and then a 5. So I had this box drawn here earlier today based on, I believe, that being the 3. Let me see. If we use the other little trick of drawing a backwards fib retracement. Whoops, I deleted the box by accident. Or perhaps it was here. There we go. So I actually was saying this was 3, and then A, B, and C, and 4, something like that. But anyway, this held 4. 4 should have held between the 764 and the 618, which it did. And then 5 projects up between the 1236 and the 1382. So that could be a completed 5-wave move, basically, to the upside. So, to complicate matters further, if we're looking bullishly, then we've got another little micro fib here, and we need to hold support in this anywhere from ideally the 382 down to the 618 region. So I'll put that in green. So if we can hold above 47.9-ish, call it 48K basically, if we can hold above that, then we have the possibility that this is the first wave in our next wave up, something like that basically. I really would have preferred it to give me a more clear breakout and then retest of this line in order to, be more confident in calling longs on this. But in any case, I did put an additional 10% of my cash back into Bitcoin when it broke out here. So I bought some more right around 49K. Kind of put some more in because that's what I said I would do if this invalidated the bearish impulse and broke above this yellow downtrend. I said I would put 10% of my cash back in because the possibility then is that it is going up further. So let's go over real quick over to the more bullish chart that is potentially has come up in the probabilities here. So this has completed then our large ABC, and just like in the other chart, basically completed our first wave up here. So the levels don't change on this, but this is basically what we're looking at on here. Between the 382 and 618 region, we want to see that hold. And if that does hold, then we should be starting off this third within the third, and so it should give us a pretty aggressive move relatively soon. I would say almost definitely if we break above this high, we should see a strong and pretty fast move up to about 56. Yeah, it looks like about 56K. So that would be kind of the strongest move up into this third. And then we might consolidate for a little bit and then push up higher. The end of this is about 59K is where that projects to on this chart. So so that's why I put, like I said, I put 10% back in. So I'm still sitting on 40% cash at this point because I really just don't trust this. It doesn't look super fantastic, but so I've got 40% of my cash still waiting for lower, and it is certainly possible that we get that. It's just less clear now how we get that lower. But if we continue to see, pressing upwards, and especially if we break that high, then I'll be forced to just, kind of deploy my cash a little bit higher than I wanted to, and that's fine too, because the next targets are nice and high. So there's plenty of profit still to ride out of this if it is in fact doing that. Yeah, I think that pretty much sums it up. So if you wanted to take any trades, like I said, this green box here between looks like 48.5 and 47.9-ish is a good place to grab some longs, and then the stop should probably be below that low there, because below that low and the probabilities then rise again that we're in the bearish scenario instead of the bullish. So unfortunately, I do not make the Bitcoin price action. I just have to interpret it. So it doesn't always do what I want it to do, but I do have to interpret whatever the chart gives me, and right now it's not giving me anything clear. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I haven't been stopped out of my short yet also, by the way. My short's up here at about 49.5, so I do still have that running in case this does break through here and dump down. So we'll see. We'll see what the overnight action brings. All right, I think that's pretty much all I can say on that. All right, good night, everybody.